Good evening. Happy Monday, and welcome to Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, where parents can come and tell their maniacal story about their corrupted walk with CPS. And again, I have my returning guest, Miss Michelle, a parent warrior. She will definitely have some jewels and gems to drop for you today. But as usual, I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember our brothers and sisters who are no longer here, those that keep coming back, and those that are still sick and suffering. So again, I'm your host, Miss K, on a Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform. Parents, remember, you are not alone. We have to keep passing the messages and we have to stand united. One voice can start a movement, but we all have to work together. Innocence is worth it. So I want to welcome, my reoccurring guest, possibly my co-host, but Miss Michelle, our parent warrior, who has been through the ringer these last couple of months, where she initially did a show with me, guys, where she stated all the corruption within the CPS system and all the agencies within, and was basically silenced by them illegally removing her children. And now, if she'd like to share what is going on now before we get into our topic for today. So,
Yes,
Michelle, you got the floor.
I'm currently at a point where they have terminated all of my parental rights without any physical evidence, without any due process, without any constitutional rights whatsoever.
Can I ask a question? Can you give us the time frame from the time the removal happened up until the termination of rights?
34 days.
And
34 days.
do you know by any chance the law in your state? And guys, just for clarity, anything given on this stream is for educational purposes. There's no legal advice given at this time. Take away from it what you can, and what you don't, put in your pocket. Sorry about that, Shal.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's kind of hinky here. It just depends on the allegations. It depends on the process. But as we both know, the process can be hard to navigate
Short or long,
anywhere.
however. Exactly. Like Mr. Davis says, depending on what module you're in, it makes a big
Yes.
difference on time frame. So remember that, parents. You do not have a long time, but you do have time. Time to appeal, time to, put orders of contempt in when court orders are not being honored in your state, depending on what your law is. And, Michelle kind of lives in an isolated area where it's really secluded. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
It's sort of a rural area.
So you're like really like, like homebound to yourself, to where you're doing like education at home and things at home, still following everyday life for your children to have what they need to be productive, safe, healthy, and successful, correct?
Yes, we chose to homeschool our children a few years back due to the current state of our country, and we wanted our children to be homeschooled with our values,
Correct.
our our morals, our everything. So that's what we set out to do.
Is that something that is illegal in your state, or homeschooling is
By
allowed?
far,
Okay.
it is completely legal, and it is actually part of your everyday rights
Thank
to
you.
homeschool.
So now, which leads us into tonight's topic, guys. Parents, get your little snacks, niblets, because this is going to be movie type info. So Michelle is a very, very active parent warrior. Even in her, separation, she has never given up. She is still continuing to fight. Each message that our parents hear, whether big or small, make a difference. You are not alone. And if you need assistance, you can reach out to the number below for the law offices of Attorney Vincent Davis and Associates. You can reach out to Michelle. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to another parent. If you feel like you are going to be discriminated against, similar or in the same context as Michelle, for telling the truth, then let us be your voice. Let us
Yes.
advocate for your innocence because it is worth it. Anything that is worth everything is worth all the things. So, yeah, parents have to remember, like I say all the time, we get tired, we are overwhelmed, we are triggered psychologically and emotionally. We are lied to. Our children are stolen, ripped from us, and separated for $1 and not put with family. That is something that could be familiar, something comfortable, something safe. But you'd rather put them with strangers because the dollars leave the state if the children do as well.
Yes.
So tonight's topic is about outside interferences based on either agency representation or the entities within, or things within your outside life that do not have anything to do with your case, but seem to always play a part when CPS constantly interferes in your everyday life, even when your children are not with you. So, Shell, you want to start off? Because I know you got like a rocket of things to say.
I do. I do. I actually have what I put together, the warning signs
You are the
that the
best.
outside
Checklist, guys.
interference is occurring. Number one,
Checklist.
inconsistent or shifting explanations.
Can you elaborate on that? Because
Okay, so like the reasonings for the actions. If they're removing your children, why are the reasons if they keep changing? Or
exactly.
different workers give conflicting explanations
How
in
about
that
workers
whole
don't even know?
scenario.
I'm sorry to cut you off. How about workers don't even know what's going off inter office?
Any of that involves like workers giving you different avenues, different, you know,
Excuses,
reasonings, just not knowing
different
in
lies,
general.
different lies.
This is a warning sign
That's number
that
one,
outside
guys.
interference is occurring. Number two, unusual urgency or delay. If they are pushing really fast to get that TPR, or they're slowing out the process of a case plan or reunification,
Vacation, yes.
there is an outside interference. It is happening. I promise. Disproportionate response. Number three, if you have small issues that are treated like major safety threats,
Right.
something so simple that means nothing and it's blown into proportion as if it's everything, that is a
But on
warning
the flip
sign.
side, look, on the flip side, they expose your children to unsafe situation with
Yes.
people that have not been cleared or cannot be cleared based on their
Mhm.
background of either CPS affiliation or criminal activity.
Yes,
And some of these
this
people are on the
area,
registry.
yes. This can also include things like strict requirements that go far beyond any actual situation or
Or
refusal
court
to
order,
consider any evidence that is factual.
or anybody
Any
that can
evidence.
speak and make a statement, such as doctors or treating teachers,
Yes.
physicians, or anyone in, contact with you or your children as a whole.
Yes. Number
Anybody that's
four.
monitored visits, also the monitored visits, whether it be family, friends, or agency affiliation.
Yes. Number four, excessive reliance on one person's report.
Yes. You broke up.
If
I need you to
they
repeat that.
if they
Repeat
are
that because you broke
relying
up.
If they are relying on excessive reliance on one person's report, one person stating that this happened, that happened, and they're treating that like it's unquestionable.
And they have not even investigated any of that, but just takes that person's word for
Yes,
what it
if
is.
they keep acting on that person's claim that this is real, this is factual, that's a red flag.
When they can't tell you a person's name, title, or reason for being involved, but they
Yes,
can tell you what they said,
because at
but
the
they
end of
have
the
not
day,
confirmed it.
words are not evidence.
Hmm. Evidence is evidence.
That's
And
right.
like Mr. Davis always says as well, cases are usually won outside the courtroom. So it's
Yes,
about the things that they're supposed to do that they don't do, that they penalize us when we make these legal complaints because there are rights as parents, as part of the Constitution, and as part
hmm
as most of our court orders. But these agencies and representatives within, such as foster parents, guardians, or other entities, they can violate these things based on them just doing it and saying it won't happen again. But yet,
yes,
us saying something such as this is unfair or this is not lawful gets short visits, reunification, or services either restricted, non existent, or not acknowledged at all.
yes. And that leads into number 5, ignoring available evidence. This can be medical records, police reports, witness statements that you provide as a
Right.
parent advocate. That ignorance of the physical evidence shows a red flag of outside interference.
So, can I ask a question about that? Right. Say,
Yes,
for instance, with my situation, but I'm going to keep it on the eye. I know for a fact that there was a criminal order of protection for myself and my children against my ex husband because family court seemed to be unaware of that open order that was violated 8 times during the course of this case.
yes,
And the judge literally said to me, and I quote, I am not aware of any other orders in any other courts, but this is the same county, same borough, four
but
blocks away
see,
from one another.
that's where this also lies. If they dismiss any or they even refuse any evidence you are providing, that is a huge red flag.
But see, if you have like some, okay, let me try to even speak about some of our parent warriors don't have the financial means to retain counsel. They don't have, support where they can get information, at with ease because a lot of our parent warriors, and I hate to say it, are uneducated in the ways how CPS violates us, steals our
Yes,
children, traffics them, and then puts a dollar sign on them as though they are cargo. Innocence is pure and perfect. That is the one thing we as parents allowed ourselves to give life to. And you, as an agency or the representatives within, feel that it is it is ethical because it's seriously not humane. It is not humane
it's
because
not.
anyone that could look a parent in the face, whether they have children or not, and say you are negligent and you don't even know us, you're reading a file. You basically, nope, I can't even say reading it. Let me not, say something that's not true because I'm not a liar. You skim those documents and look for the repetitive words such as abuse, neglect, history,
hmm
mental health, DV.
Yes,
Those are the things that stand out. So you're already writing your own story in your mind. Forget what is down in black and white, tangible documents. You're even dismissing the fact that there are things in there that were not submitted that could have prevented the removal in this case altogether from day one.
Yes.
But instead of you
Yes.
taking ownership, putting your big girl undies or panties on and rectify the basically the whole violation, because that's what it was. You broke the law, you violated my rights, and you infringed on my parenting. You committed three different crimes, and there is no reprimand for you except you're going to talk to this representative of you guys. So, did anybody talk to me before they decided to remove my children because somebody said something, which
But
they still
that
have
is
not
in
investigated?
turn where us as parent warriors, we have to speak up.
And
We have
that's
to
the thing.
speak
They
out.
tried to silence you because you were honest and
Yes.
truthful and lawful. And even though you're not a lawyer, you're a parent that knows how to get what she needs to make the right choices in the best interest of her children.
And that's where, we have to support each other in this fight.
Parents,
We
we
have to
have to
all
unite.
stand
Yes.
together.
Like you're afraid to pass your message. Let us be your voice.
Yes.
This has to stop. Like I said in the beginning, I was ignorant to the fact that I thought it was about color. And I was right, but I was wrong. It was not about the red, yellow, black, or white. It was about the green. The
Yes.
green plays 100% of why they steal your children, why they cut you off and make it seem like everything you have done has been harassment. It's traumatizing. It's losing touch with the reality. They are the ones that need to be evaluated if they think things like this can continue just because parents of certain demographics, certain, ethnicities, certain cultures, or certain races may be a little, I want to say, ignorant again to some of the things that they're entitled to, but that's not their fault. But I
It
also
it
have to
it
again
is
quote
not.
Mr. Davis. I have to quote Mr. Davis again because he's like he's a great dude. But it's like he said, ignorance is no justification for not knowing the law.
Mm-mm.
So
No.
just because you didn't know does not make you responsible for not doing your part when you could have found out. So we
Yes,
as
and
parents,
even like me, when all this began, I was completely unaware of this, and I'm going to just call it a virus because that's what
yes,
it is.
because it
It's a
attacks
virus.
everything and eats through everything.
I was completely unaware of this virus that's sweeping the world. It's not the nation, it's the world.
Right.
And
Even the provinces, all over
yes,
the continents. Like you're
and
right. I thought it was
until
just happening here.
yes, and until I sat down with the fear of losing my entire existence as a mom, as a wife, as everything. And I started researching and pounding through the endless nights on the computer. I did not realize how expansive this really went.
This is worldwide international corruption for child trafficking.
It is. It is. It's all for a simple paycheck.
And it's sad that instead of allowing a child to go with something, with a family member that is familiar or a family friend, you'd rather keep them with a foster parent, knowing that certain relationships between foster parents and birth parents are not cordial, conducive, or healthy.
Hmm.
So if you have a person that is basically babysitting your children, because that's what it is,
Yes.
and they're getting a hefty penny to babysit, but yet are getting paid to provide a service they're not providing. So is that fraud or not?
It's fraud in the highest levels of our government. It is total misappropriation of federal funding.
And then you have these foster parents that take in, you know, different children. And when I say different, I'm not trying to say different in a sense that, every child is the same to me. They are all a blessing. But I'm
Yes.
saying, as far as innocence, you have those children that have extra special needs. There are certain certifications that these foster parents that are not kinship, that are not aware, and that are not trained in certain policies and tactics that can prevent explosive or erratic behavior when a child suffers with mental illness and you are not familiar with the ups and downs, the do's and don'ts, or the meds. And being
Yes.
that meds are not consistently taken, that plays a part on everyday social life for this child. That's not fair to the child.
Yes, and everything plays a role for that child. Even everyday basic schedules can play a role in the life of that child, which creates undue stress, undue trauma that cannot be easily undone.
Reversed. And then when you get the child, if and when you get the child back, it's never the same child. The
No.
child has been accustomed to doing certain things a certain way. And it is not the child's fault. It is not your fault. It is the system from the very beginning, the system that was
Yes.
definitely designed to fail us from the very beginning. The
Yes.
genesis of CPS was the idea to steal children for adoption. Basically, this is modern day slavery. That's
Yes.
what it is. That's what it is. But instead of being in the field, you are pulling the strings from backstage. You
Hmm.
got us out on Front Street looking psychotic because that's what you said. But we as parents have no right for hearsay, but they can say whatever they want when somebody told them something that clearly was not true, was not investigated, nor was it substantiated in any form. But you're
Yes.
still separating me and my children when the object of CPS is to absolutely reunify children that, reunify children and parents and make families
Yes.
more nurtured and more safe to provide the resources and supports for everyday living. This is part of their mission statement.
Exactly.
Somebody told me from our commissioner's office out here in New York, it's hilarious. She told me, hey, I said, how am I not allowed to report something that you guys are the agency that I'm supposed to report to when these agencies are violating the policies? That representative at that time, who is no longer there, but by the way, but that representative at New York's Administration for Children's Services, um, in New York City, literally said that policy is outdated, sis. So because the policy is outdated, nobody has any consequences, reprimand, or accountability for stealing our kids. So if the policy is outdated, then everything you did in there is wrong and return my kids.
That's right. Then if you recognize that these policies are outdated, let's update them. Let's make
Again, she is no
transparency.
longer there based on the policy being outdated. I guess she talked too much. She got caught because in New York City, mind you, parents, you do not have to disclose any recording for anybody for any reason. In New York City, you have the right to secretly record anyone and everyone without their knowledge as long as one party is privy to the recording, and that would be the person doing the recording. So I know for a fact in New York City, CPS and social workers don't like when they talk to me because they're recorded. Because they lie. Isn't that crazy? They lie. An agency that's supposed to reunify families and give them the
An
supports and
agency
resources.
that you should be able to trust.
Right. Because they steal your kids, but they said they were going to give them back. And then when they don't give them back, we jump around until they put us in
Yes.
a manifestation of our disability by triggering parents using the one thing that we're fighting for, that you're dangling like puppet strings. It's like
Yes.
giving a dog a steak and pulling it back on a stick. Like, watch. Eventually, something is not going to be right. And, the fact that people have this misconception that paperwork that precedes people before them cannot evolve. I have a hell of a past. I'm combative. I'm aggressive. I am physical. I am no F's given. That's what I am. when you put me in a place and I told people I'm like Superman and my kids are my kryptonite. The further away they are, the stronger I get. But when they're close, I'm weak. And y'all playing a real close to home game. My children live 10
Yes.
minutes up the block. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And I haven't seen them since April 23rd. And this is
Mhm.
because outside people interfere. So, it's crazy how the checklist that you have coincides with exactly we both are dealing with on the same coast.
Yes. And there's actually 3 more on this list.
But let me let you finish. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out.
No, you go right ahead. Number 6, unusual communication patterns.
Hmm.
If they refuse or avoid written communication. If they're like pushing for phone only discussions or
Mhm.
frequent worker turnover, this is a
This
complete
is
red
my fifth
flag.
worker. Fifth worker. Fifth worker. And he's
Yes.
getting ready to get dismissed because the incompetence is real. The incompetence is
Yes.
real. He told me he spoke to my children's principal, couldn't remember her name, and then realized that she was the secretary. The person that takes messages told you something about my child when New York City's superintendent nor chancellor said that to me. So I'm just trying to find out where the level of incompetence is to where employment is at a rapid rate these days. It's rising high. It's funds allotted in this government with the things that Trump is doing. I think you might would want to maintain just stability just a little bit because
Yes.
these people are one paycheck away from being homeless and they test people as though melanin or lack of education, so they think may define to the lengths we'll go for our innocence. I laid down. Told you, Michelle wrote a song that said tear down these paper walls. Y'all are playing with the wrong parents. Chocolate and vanilla about to swirl. We about to take and make waves. Parents, we are going to make change. We are going to make change. And I'm sorry, Michelle, that I got excited. But
No, you go. You're
finish it.
fine.
Yes, honey.
Number 7, conflicts of interests. When that person has a stake in benefiting from that case staying open.
such as, can you
Where
elaborate on that?
does the money flow?
Thank you.
Anyone can look up and see where that money flows.
So if the
If
children
you have
leave,
an interest in that, why would you want it to stop?
exactly. Because as long as the money stays where you are, you get to stay where you are. Once the money leaves, you're not safeguarded anymore because New York is an at will state.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the turnover rate for case planners, because most of them are not licensed, there's only maybe like 33% in New York City that are licensed. So
Yes.
the fact that this is now the fifth case planner, and I go to court December 1st, and they have done nothing since July 17th that has been on that court order, but negligence and unlawful shit, basically. And sorry for the language, but this is all bull. My kids don't even have a medical on file in school. I clearly know that's educational neglect. I've been trying to submit
Mm-hmm.
this since September 4th and said something about it September 3rd of last year. My 12-year-old school principal, because I did speak to her. I know who she is, know her name. But at my 12-year-old's school, I was restricted from her parent portal access because I was originally told that there was sensitive information about the foster parents' whereabouts. We clearly already know that she's not a stranger. We clearly know that
Yes.
I know where she lives because I've sent the police there to do wellness checks when she neglected to do things medically in the best interest of my children. But why am I calling the foster parent? And why am I calling the police to the foster parents' home to do wellness checks? Because I know my kids are safe and I know where they are. So clearly, we already established right there that's coming from the foster care agency that I know they
Yes.
are. But now I've been restricted after I let them know that somebody on there shouldn't be with a full
But that
overprotection.
follows along that interest.
Exactly.
Where
Because,
does the money flow?
but I want to know, why do you think my child, because that's the word that was used, adamant. My child, my 10-year-old, is adamant about not leaving New York and going, to be with her maternal aunt, who, by the way, is cleared, always has been cleared. She was the original foster parent almost 13 years ago. Clearly.
But that's she wants to be near her mother.
Oh
Clearly.
no, she told me she wanted to stay with her not stay. My 12-year-old said I would like to reside. My 12-year-old said reside, not live, reside with my grandma up here. First of all, the foster parent is not her grandparent. I don't know, just because my children may be comfortable calling her a name, which by New York State law should not be allowed, but we're going to leave that where it's at. Two, for clarity, just in case my children are watching, even though y'all should be in bed, I want to let you guys know, you guys, all we have is each other. You are your sister's keeper, and y'all are amazing. Night, night, princesses. But back to you, child. I'm just saying, it's insane that the level of relaxation these people and these representatives of these agencies have when there is separation and toxicity within the parent child relationship, and they're sitting back like they're lounging on beach sand
Hmm.
and looking at the toxicity and the ripples of tranquility that they caused. They caused this from the very beginning by infringing on our parenting time, by
Yes.
snatching our visits with no justification or real reason, not giving us our makeup time, and then try to make it seem like we're aggressive because we're not getting what we want. Not what is written, ordered, lawful on my right, but what we're not getting is not what we're not getting what we want.
Hmm.
I want my kids home. I definitely could be upset about that because they could have gotten home had y'all submitted certain things from the very beginning. And because in the
And had it
beginning,
been lawful
yeah,
from the
exactly.
beginning,
They
which
literally,
leads to the very last
and I was waiting for that.
sign. The very last sign is a fear based behavior from the staff. Because you will run upon staff that seem nervous, overly defensive, or unwilling to explain their decisions. They will make statements like, well, this is above me. I need to
Right.
check with my supervisor.
And never get back to you.
You will never hear back.
I was told in order for an ICPC, which is the Interstate Compact for the Placement of Children, for my children to go to another state with their maternal aunt, I was told that the packet needed my children's social security cards. Here's where the problem lies. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first ICPC initiation, but this is the first time that I've had three case planners back to back that are definitely incompetent and should be unemployed indefinitely. Like they should never be around nobody's kids because they are definitely children themselves if they think this level of negligence is going to keep being tolerated. Don't let my melanin precede my level of intelligence. I am extremely educated. And what I don't know, I find out from many different sources because I
Yes.
am extremely diamond in the rough. Players Club 101. I don't trust anyone's information but my own. So you can tell me
Yes.
whatever you want to. Even though we cool, I'm still going to check.
That
And then I
I
want to know
agree.
from different sources. And that
I'm
way
going
when
to
I come back to you, I'm
research.
like, girl, you know what? You were right. I got it from here, blah, blah. I'm not just going to take your word at that because people make mistakes. We're human. I
Yes.
can't go on a whim because I'm living in reality daily. These people claim allegedly I'm losing touch with reality. They need to be evaluated because the insanity that they continue to expose or, make me tolerate is definitely psychological warfare. That is
It
definitely a
is.
trigger.
And
That is a
and see
trigger.
that's some of the problem that they use that against parents. But in reality, they have caused that mental disruption. They have
Yeah.
caused that psychological breakdown.
We have
When you take a
shit.
mother from their
Can't believe it.
children, you
Are
strip them
destroying everything. Yes, everything that
of
motivates
their
us to get
entire
up.
foundation
Our
of
children give
what
us
they thought
structure.
was normal.
Right. Our children give us structure. But who are you to say what is normal and what is not normal? What gives you that
Yes.
right to tell us in our culture, in our upbringing, in our morals, values, ethnicity, race, and environment? What gives you the right to determine our level of competency, healthiness, safeness, the amount of love, joy, or normalcy we put in a child's life by flying that prudent parent standard? Get that
Yes.
out of here. Because honestly, in New York, law, you cannot apply that when a parent's rights are intact. And the
Mhm.
craziest part about all of this, I am the one that is diagnosed as bipolar. Based on that, I tend to get manic every now and then when I overthink things, when people make my label outline the person before them. So, with all due respect, my mania allows me to be the overthinker that sees the bullshit that they're doing.
Mhm.
Like y'all gotta be, yeah, they need an exam. They need they need a psychological exam. They do.
Exactly.
Because I want to know, do they
Exactly.
have the level of competence to actually be human, be empathetic,
Mhm.
be dutiful? Because you're not even following the scope of practice for your job title.
Not
It's
at
like,
all.
what did
And
you
the
do
rate
or who did you do to get where you got, or you blew who you blew?
the rate at which they depict whether you're a good parent, bad parent is so over exaggerated.
But who are
It's
they
based
determine
off
what's
of
good or what's bad?
it's
It's
based off their personal decisions,
But
their
who are you to be
personal thoughts.
personal? Not to cut you off, Shell, but half of these people don't even have kids. Or just half of them haven't been caught yet.
Yes.
Because most of these social workers got caught during COVID. They really felt like they really got to see what it was like for us. You know, the ones that
Mhm.
you get to judge. Now you're caught, face plastered, and now you look like a deer in headlights, stuck.
Yep.
So now who needs to who needs to tell who what? You sit next to me in the same class. We trying to get our parents in order. You to keep your job, not your license because you don't have one, but me to keep my children because I'm licensed, and that tax bracket is just not for me.
Yes.
It's like that shit is insulting. But anyway, another day. Mhm.
But this is like, once again, this is where, as parents going through this, we have to bond together. We have to stand up. We have to say, enough is enough. And we're not taking it anymore. We're
And
not
that's the
taking you
problem.
stealing children. We're not taking you getting rich off of our offspring.
But you know what they do? They brainwash our children, turn them against us, and then make it seem like we are the worst thing that have happened to the innocents that we have been given the opportunity to make a life in the world, a world that clearly is based on deception, corruption, deceit, hate, and
Yes. But at
like
the end of the
stealing. Like
day,
it's crazy.
it doesn't matter if they've made our children think certain things. It doesn't matter if they took away our rights. We are still mothers.
And
They
fathers, there's some great
are
fathers.
still our children everywhere. They are
And that's
still
the
ours.
thing. And the crazy part is, although, they did a TPR for you, you still have time. I told you that. You still have time. And you know that. And Mr. Davis says things can happen, things can change. He's seen it. I know for a fact. I've seen him do it. So it's different. It's a different, situation. Although he's on the West Coast, without Mr. Davis and a lot of y'all other parent warriors and the very few people in my close circle, there are a lot of things that have changed throughout the course of this case when it comes to my titles, what certifications, what licenses, and what degrees I do hold. I never use them as leverage to poke my chest out to say I'm better than. But the one thing I always am going to be 25/8 is a mom. Anything else is optional. Anything
Yes.
else is optional. I am a parent warrior 25/8. And this is why I chose to wear purple. Although it is the lupus color, it is the color of royalty. And I am a queen that sits high on my throne, and I will definitely protect my heirs. So you have to be mindful. You cannot remove the innocence that motivates us as parent warriors to stay sober, sane, and emotionally fit to be in the right state of mind when our children do return, because they never return the same children. And we're getting to know them like they're getting to know us all over again because of
Yes.
y'all. Because of y'all. The non empathetic, non humane, kidnapping, stealing baby traffickers. Disgusting. That's insanity. And that's why I said they need to be evaluated, because that is definitely an allegation of abuse right there.
Yes, it is.
Called custodial interference and parental alienation, which they expose daily without knowing what their job title even outlines for a policy they sign. You clearly don't value retirement or pension. I
Mm-hmm.
love a good settlement. So, I'm glad we discussed picking this topic, and I'm glad you were one of the parent warriors that ride with me till the wheels fall off. Like, you have been there in my dark times, and vice versa. And I told you, chocolate and vanilla, we gonna make swirls. We on the same coast, and as soon as we get a chance to meet Mr. Davis, we got a little twang
We
to
got
the to
this.
the to the to the trio. But Michelle has some great ideas, guys, and I think she's going to be a very recurring guest for me, and possibly a co-host. I have to talk to Grace about it if she'd be willing, if that's okay, because she is a parent warrior that has made her voice, her advocacy, and her intelligence to be a voice for her innocence a priority. She has taught me things and vice versa in this little bit of time. And I want to let y'all parent warriors know we're not 100% every day. We are allowed to cry. We are allowed to be depressed. We are allowed to sleep. We are
Yes.
allowed to yell. We are allowed to be passionate, and we are allowed to be aggressive. But don't confuse assertiveness and passion with aggression and retaliation, because the only people that retaliate are the corrupt ass agencies within the CPS stature that steal our children for a dollar sign and get upset because we're informed, we're knowledgeable,
Yes.
and you proceeded to stigmatize us based on either labels, prior history, demographic,
Mm-hmm.
race, ethnicity, or
Lifestyle.
origin. Yes. You don't get to tell us how to parent our children. Everybody is different. There is never any bad ways to parent. There are just unsafe ways to parent.
Yes.
So be mindful of the wording you use when you talk to me, and talk to me nice. And mean what you say, and be able to show me where it is written, because hearsay don't work with Miss KK. Show me where it's at. Like what they said, Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Show me where it's written. Show me the page, show me the book, website, pull up something. Wikipedia. Shoot, pull it out
Yes.
your desk, pull it from a post-it, do something other than dismiss the fact that you failed to put in your progress notes in a timely fashion. So now you're rushing and you're doing typos. I can see what you see too. Just be mindful my eyes are the same place yours are, just a little more stuck to the surface to actually look at the real proof. I don't make things up because I skim and I'm off track because, I decided to lallygag. And after you heard what you heard today, Michelle, can you actually say I am negligent or combative based on a meeting with the president and the case planning
Not
team.
at all. Not at all.
I held my composure. I was assertive but stern, passionate but not aggressive, and nobody had any answers for me from the top to the bottom. And it was crickets, like we were in nature's Amazon forest.
But that was the whole culmination of outside
Yes.
interference.
Yes. And I loved how you broke it down. I'm sorry I cut you off, but I needed definitions for everything. Because now you got me in here twiddling my thumbs like, when we get off of here, you know I'm going to call you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because we got to put great minds, great minds think alike. And I usually do the last 15 minutes. My husband does the question and answer. But if there's anything else you would like to let our other parent warriors know that they're not alone, or if there's any other information you want to give, and if not, we can answer some comments or questions, do a little Q&A.
I just want everyone to know that, like Miss Kay said, if at any time you want to share your story and you're too afraid to speak up, that's fine. We will keep you anonymous. Reach out to either me or Miss Kay. We will help you. We will help you to share your story. We will stand up for you regardless and keep you completely anonymous.
Sorry, I was a little dry mouth. I'm sorry. So again, Michelle is so right. Reach out to the number below at the law offices of Attorney Vincent Davis. Get a consultation. If you want to tell your story, you can reach out to Grace, our producer. You can reach out to me, Miss K, at KK Richardson on Facebook. You can reach out to Shell on Facebook. And listen, guys, innocence is worth it. There is never anything that we have not made more perfect than our children. Never give up the fight. Never stop fighting. It gets overwhelming. It gets exhausting. We
Yes.
get battered and bruised, but we are warriors. And warriors never give up. They fight to the last breath. So again, we do our Q&A. So I'll let my husband take care of that. And Michelle, if you have any answers or comments that you want to chime in, feel free.
Alrighty.
You only had two questions, but a lot of comments.
I'm not seeing Berkeley. Hi, Lisa.
The one question was, what if his parents? But I don't know what that was related to.
Who was the person?
It was Robin Howard.
Robin Howard.
Yeah.
Well, at Robin Howard, what is that? 6983. Pray for the kids. You said, what if it's parents? I'm a little confused about the question, but if you want to inbox me or Shell, after the show, then maybe we could try to help you, or, kind of sway you in the direction of Mr. Davis's office. Maybe they can give you some assistance or some, relief or reassurance.
Then they asked another question, the same person. They said, are you ladies saying that they take kids for money?
Oh, yes, they do. They do take kids. They do take kids for money.
Absolutely.
That is the whole thing. Everything is based on funding, federal funding. If the child leaves the state,
Mm-hmm.
depending on which state, county, province, or continent you may be in, on any part of the world, that, yes, they do steal our children. They take them illegally, most of the time with no warrant, without no exigent
No
circumstance,
court
and with
order.
no court order. So,
Yes.
technically that's kidnapping. And then, they violate due process severely, tremendously, consistently. So it's mostly each state has their own, you know, amount of timing, but due process is due process. That's a constitutional right. So,
Yes.
you cannot change the Constitution. It is worldwide. So, I
Yes.
mean, it's the United States still. You cannot change it in any of the United States. It's it's a it's a born thing. Like you got
It
it
is
because you
born,
you
and
breathe
it's
life.
also important to understand that your constitutional rights trump
Cannot be amended. Yes, they cannot be amended. They
everything.
cannot be changed. They cannot be suppressed, rearranged, paraphrased, summarized. None of that.
Mm-mm.
It says what it says because it says what it says. Point blank, period. So anybody that tries to change that is going to jail because that's a violation. And that's where these case planners come in. Again, not licensed. Tax bracket is way different. The whole point I'm trying to make, don't try to insult me with your 12-hour certification more than mine. That you're going to tell me how to be a parent, and you clearly don't even have any kids half the time. Most of you guys live at home still because you haven't gotten the skills to live on your own from your parents. See, this is where the problem lies. When they want to trickle their trauma over, so they have this, what is that? Bonaparte syndrome, little man syndrome. They were always getting picked on, so now they have a job where they're in power, so they have to abuse it. Right? That's the Bonaparte, right? Napoleon Bonaparte, he's a little guy. Right. So is that all the questions, babe?
That's all the questions. If you want to hear something,
Let me hear a couple of comments. Let me hear something from Lisa.
oh,
Lisa Barclay.
Broccoli said hello. All the way from Montana. Betty said hey.
Of course, BJ, my BJ. That's my sister from another mother in Montana.
Adrian,
Adrian reached out.
she said, Michelle, I got
Information.
so much more to say because you guys are saying everything and I've been trying
Well, good. Would you like to be a guest? Who is that?
with you ladies for real. Adrian, Lynn.
Adrian Lynn. If
Oh
you'd like to
yes,
be a guest, you
Adriana. I'll reach
you
out
have
to
her
you.
information? Yes.
Yes.
Shell will reach out to you after the show if she has time. If not, forward your information. And if you'd like to be a guest, reach out to Grace or reach out to one of us. We would love to have you on. Every parent is definitely welcome to come and tell their story about their innocence. You guys, this is our year, parents. We are going to make change. Parents, do not let them to continue to silence us. They tried to silence Shell with removing her children and then trying to take away her right to be a mom. We are not going to let that happen. Hell no, we won't go.
No.
We are parent warriors and we don't give up and we fight hard to the end. You do not get to determine who the man above allowed us to be. So who are you to tell us what type of life we should lead for our children? We love them infinity times infinity q to a million. And there is no way you, a system, a state, their father, or any social worker can tell me about being a mom. Because for me to be Miss KK in my neighborhood, everybody comes and plays in Miss KK's neighborhood. We are Jordan's Jungle Gym. I am the hostess with the mostest. So for all y'all parents out there that are low on funds, Miss KK works with you and all your children in the community. I just had to put that out there. Since I seem to be so unstable, again, rearrange the mirror, look at yourself, and then ask for an evaluation. Michelle, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers before we close out this maniacal Monday?
Just looking forward to next Monday. We got a lot to work toward.
Always, yes. And I definitely love the motivation, the keeping me up, and the songs of encouragement. We got to get Shell copywritten, y'all. She has to get her music out there. She is dope. And I wish I could play it, but it's on her face. Hopefully, it's on her Facebook. If not, I'm going to ask her if I can post it when I get off because it's amazing. Parents, tear down the paper walls. That is Shell's quote from her song. The paper walls are all the bull crap of paperwork that they keep throwing at us that mean nothing, but the stuff that we deserve to have on paper is not being honored. I want to say again, welcome, welcome, and hopefully for the duration, I want to give a round of applause to my parent warrior as always, Michelle. And even though it gets hard, we are parent warriors to the fullest. Parents, never give up the fight. Our innocence is worth every drop of sweat, every tear we cry, every ounce of blood, every muscle soreness, and every breath we take until the last one. We get overwhelmed, we get tired, but we are parents and we love our kids. I'm your host, Miss KK, for Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. I'd like to again thank my soon-to-be co-host, Michelle, another parent warrior, for staying on here and giving us so much information. Like, the jewelry shop was full with gems. And I want to let y'all parents know again, innocence is worth it. Never stop the fight. Y'all have a great night. Peace and blessings. Grace.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last